In this video, I want to show you a couple of databases that we have here at Monterey Peninsula College Library that are great for doing literary research. So if you're taking a literature class or just interested in literature itself, these are two great databases that I highly recommend. And first of all, you're going to want to access the databases. Now, if you're watching this video from a LibGuide that is tied to your class, just look to your left of this video and you'll see active links to the databases that I recommend for these classes. But if not, you can access these databases from the library homepage itself. So in order to do that, you want to go to the library homepage, and that is at www.mpc.edu/library. And once you're there, you're going to want to click on the databases links. Now there's two ways to get there. I'm going to scroll down, and the first one is on the left under library. You can click on databases right here and it'll take you to the master list of databases, or you can scroll down under quick links and there's a link to databases right here. Either one of them goes to the same place. So I'm going to click on the databases link right here, and there's our master list of databases. Now you can go directly to each database. So if I was going to go to Literary Resource Center Plus, I can scroll down to the L's, or I can click on the L right here. So I'm going to click on the L to get to the database. And here's all our databases that start with L, and there's Literary Reference Source Plus. So I'm going to click on this database, and it's going to take me to the homepage for the database. So here is Literary Reference Source Plus, and here's the search box up here, which we'll be using in just a second. But down here, they've got links to the American Dream, so that's kind of a topic they're covering this week. Here's some topics they recommend. And down here is Explore Topics, and this is kind of a fun way to explore literary topics. You can look at authors, works, themes, periods and movements, etc., etc. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff here to kind of surf around at. But to do research, you want to go directly up to the box up here at the top. So I'm going to click up here, and you can actually search for authors, you can search titles, you can search literary movements, or anything dealing with literature. So I'm going to do a search for an author, and I'm going to search for Kurt Vonnegut. And you can see it says popular searches, Kurt Vonnegut right there. I'm going to come over here and click on the search button right here and click search. And what that does is it takes me to the results. I have 390 results in full text dealing with Kurt Vonnegut. Now, you'll see we've got a topic overview, we've got books, we have articles and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff right here. There's a review, here's a peer-reviewed academic journal. But what I want to do is I want to show you the things at the top that help you limit your search. So I'm going to come up here, and first of all, everything in here is in full text. If you click on peer-reviewed, it'll bring up nothing but peer-reviewed articles, so academic journals. It's defaulted to all times, so you're getting all the articles no matter what the date is. You can limit it to just the past 12 months, the past 5 years, or the past 10 years, but when you're doing literary research, you really don't want to limit your time usually. So, because old articles are great for literary research. So I'm going to leave it at all time, but you can narrow it down by source type. You can get magazine articles, reviews, reference books, literary criticisms, plot summaries, etc., etc. So that's another way to limit your searches to specific types of resources. And then if you come down here, you can also click on nothing but articles. Okay, this is giving us all results right now. I just want articles from magazines and journals. I can click on that. I can do ebooks, I can do reference books, and I can do video if there's any. And then the last of the limiters down here is you can show 10 at a time. So if I scroll down, I have 10 resources, and then I can click on show more results. But what I like to do is I like to expand it up to the 50. So you give 10, 20, 30, 50. I want 50 results on that first page. And there you go. There's 50 results you can go through. All right. And then relevance, that's the default setting. That brings the most relevant Kurt Vonnegut items to the top of your results. You could also do it by, again, the newest articles, or do it by the oldest articles. Again, the date doesn't really matter when you're doing literary research most of the time. So I like to keep it at relevance. And then here's my results. I'm going to come up here and just click on articles and bring up nothing but articles from magazines, like literary magazines or journals. And you can see if it says peer-reviewed academic journal, it's from a peer-reviewed academic journle. All right, if it says periodical, it's from a magazine, usually a literary magazine. So down here, American Scholars are really good literary magazines. So that would be something I want to check out. All right, so in order to access the articles? Well, first of all, I'm going to talk about this article right here, American Fascism and the Historical Underpinnings of Kurt Vonnegut's Mother Night. Really great book, by the way. So I'm going to come up here. Here's the author. Here's the journal it's in. Here's the date. Here is an abstract of what the article is about. So this is kind of neat, so you can see if the article is what you're looking for. And if it is, come down here to Access Options. So I'm going to click on Access Options, and this one is actually in PDF format. Most of them are in PDF, but some of them might be in online full text, which is like HTML format. So either way, I'm going to click on the PDF version. And no matter which version you click on, it'll give you the full text of the article. And so this is a PDF. And I'm going to close that out. And you can see here's the article right here. Okay, it looks like you ripped it right out of the journal. All right, so there's a few things you can do with this article. All right, first of all, you can get the citation for it. So I'm going to click on Cite. And it defaults to APA. So if you're in an English class, you want MLA 9th. And here is the MLA citation that you can copy and put into a document if you're doing MLA citations. All right. If you're using citation generator or a citation management system, you can export that citation into one of those. But that being said, when you're doing citations, you definitely want to check it against whatever MLA resource you're using. You can come over here. If you click on Share, you can actually create a link and get a direct link to the article. The link up here will get you to the article, but this one is better. So either one will work, but if I create a link, I always look for that little chain link right there to get the actual link to it, right? And this should get you directly to the article if you want to. But you can also email the article to yourself. And so this is great because you can attach it. If it's a PDF version, it'll attach the article to your email. If it's an HTML full text, it will put it in the context of your email, and it might do it both too if you have both versions. All right. So this is a great way to keep track of your articles too. So we've got that. You can download it and save it on your computer. You can print it out. You can also look at the publication contents, which is what I did before. That shows the publication contents for the complete journal, I believe. And then you can listen to it if you want to. You can listen to the article. It'll do that for you. Okay, so that being said, here's a good article. I'm going to go back to the search. From the search here, you can add a second search term. So I'm going to go back to full text. I'm going to go to all results. We're going back to those 390 results right there. I'm going to do Kurt Vonnegut and humanism. So now we're using, we got to fix that over there. Kurt Vonnegut and humanism. So there's that Boolean operator and. So now it's going to look for those two search terms in the results. So it'll help us narrow down the search. So we go from 390 down to one result. So there's one article that really talks about humanism. All right. So here's the article, and you can take a look at this because humanism is a big aspect of Kurt Vonnegut. So here's the article. Again, I can access the article and whatnot, but I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick here. All right, so if I go to the advanced search, I'm going to do Kurt Vonnegut and humanism, but I'm going to use the advanced search. I'm going to come here and do and humanism. So now what I'm going to do is it's going to search for humanism in the full text of all those 390 results we had for Kurt Vonnegut. I'm going to click on this, do all text, and I'm going to click on search, and it expands it to 29 results. So now we come back to, here's the article I was talking about before. So humanism is a really big aspect of Kurt Vonnegut's work. That first search only searches like the abstract and the subjects and the titles and whatnot. But a full text search searches the full text of all the articles and results. So anyway, this is an important aspect when doing literary research. All right, so I recommend checking out the advanced search and again using that all text search in some of your results. Okay, so that being said, I'm just going to go back one more time. I'm going to do a new search just to show you. I'm going to come up here and put in a work, Demon Copperhead. That's a title of a book that came out a few years ago. And again, this is the title. I do a search. And up comes results dealing with the book Demon Copperhead. Okay, so you're going to get peer-reviewed articles. You're going to get analysis. You're going to get criticisms and things like that. So this is, again, another great database that really helps when doing research on authors, on titles, on literary movements and things like that. All right. So that being said, I want to move on to the next database, and the next database is JSTOR. So I'm going to close out of this one. And I'm back to my master list right here, and I'm going to click on J for JSTOR. And this is a great database for a lot of things. So it has a lot of social sciences, humanities, literature, et cetera, but it's really, really great for literature. So again, we're here. Here's your search box. And I'm going to come down here, and I'm just going to do a search for Raymond Carver. He's a great writer. I put it in quotation marks to keep that together because I want Raymond Carver is the author. And I'm going to do a search. And I have 2,252 results, and a lot of most of it is journal articles, and some of them are book chapters. So this database is primarily academic journals, and there's a lot of great literature journals. So for example, you can see here's something from the Journal of Modern Literature. Here is a journal article from Western American Literature. So Raymond Carver and the Menace of Minimalism. Okay, so I've got some really good results here. And what I'm going to do is I can download it, I can save the article, I can get the citation for it. All right, so let's look at this journal article right here. Okay, Raymond Carver from the Western American Literature. I can click on the title right here. So here's the article right here, and you can see it's in PDF format, and there you go. So here's an article about Raymond Carver. If this looks good to you, you can download it and save it on your computer. All right. And you can also cite this article. So if you get the citation, again, make sure you choose MLA, and again, make sure you check it against whatever MLA resource you're using. All right. And then if I come up here, again, I'm going to use my Boolean operators. I have some good results. I'm going to go back to the master list of results right here. And again, you can rank it by relevance. You can do it by the latest articles or the oldest articles. Again, I like to keep it at relevance. And then Raymond Carver is a big topic. So I can add a second search term, and I'll put in minimalism. And I go from 2,252 results down to 194. So here's talking about Raymond Carver and minimalism, which is a big aspect of his writing style. Okay, Raymond Carver, The Menace of Minimalism, To See a World in a Grain of Sand, Expanding Literary Minimalism, et cetera, et cetera. So all these talk about Raymond Carver and minimalism. And then one more search I could do is I could search for Raymond Carver in a title of one of his works, and So Much Water So Close to Home. Okay, so this is a very famous story of his, and I get 19 results that talk specifically about that work. So these are two literary databases I highly recommend you check out. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us here at the MPC Library, as we are here to help you out.